Good afternoon and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, your home of Spurs past, present, and a very exciting super duper future under Ange Postecoglou as the Ange train keeps rolling along as we head to Singapore, where we play the Foxes for a bit of fox pie. That's what I fancy on Sunday. A bit of fox pie with mashed potatoes and vegetables. Philip, how are you? Apart from your adventures after last night. But how are you today now? And after yesterday, are you a happy Spurs fan?
Yeah, I mean, I was very happy with the performance yesterday. I mean, even David Moyes came out and said they were lucky to win the match. The Spurs could have scored a lot more goals. So, yeah, considering there's been no work done on the defense, yes, I think it was the defense has let us down. Certainly going forward and the midfield, it was like watching chalk and cheese compared to last season. It was fat. The press, I thought, was brilliant. He didn't let West Ham settle at all. So, yeah, I'm happy, And just one little point about them. It's actually Thailand we're playing Leicester, not Singapore.
I thought we were playing in Singapore.
No, we're playing the last match in Singapore.
Oh, that's where we're playing the Sailors.
We're playing the Singapore Sailors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
so
Freddie Mercury would like to go there.
Yeah, that's true.
Lots of sea.
He might have been there already.
Shame we can't ask him, really. And also, we joined on this show on Newsbeat, of course, by one of our usual guests, and really part of the channel. She's like a bit of furniture. She really has been with us this long. It's, of course, Mia from Spurs Between the Lines. How are you, Mia, this afternoon? And are you a happy Spurs fan this afternoon?
Yeah, I was very happy with what I've seen. I was really impressed with Solomon, as I keep saying. I keep banging on because I really was impressed with that boy. I really liked him. And yeah, I'm good. I've been busy today. Busy day as per usual.
Yeah, don't I know? It's busy every day. Guys, shall we see us in the chat? Hang on. My camera isn't right. Hang on. I'm going to come out for a little bit, Philip. If I bring up the chats, I can do it. You bring them up and just say, because I don't think my camera is. And let's
see who we got.
Oh, that's better. That's okay.
You okay now?
Right. Yeah, I'm fine now. Okay, we've got Wembley One. Big up Wembley Ones this afternoon, you wonderful people. We've got Carl Simpson. Hello, guys, everyone in the chat. We've got Wayne Bonner. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all having a great day. It is. It's a lovely, warm, sunny day. Wembley One, I'm sure. Sorry, the comments are coming above you a little bit, Mia. I do apologize. It's just I couldn't read them because I've got a new screen, so I've had to put the comments up a bit bigger for me to read them. So I do apologize, Mia. It covering you a little bit. I'm sure you must have the answer to this so many times before. But what is your intro music? It's quite hypnotic and it's very chilled way. Love it. Cheers. I actually don't know. Nick actually did the intro for us, Lazy A, who does a lot of our stuff for us, and I don't know where. I will ask him where the music comes from, Wembley One, but it is quite chilled music, isn't it, Philip?
It is actually, yeah. It's obviously not it's an uncopyrighted piece of music, so it's actually very good. It's extremely good.
There you go, Mary. You're back fully now. We've got FTS and Colin. Big up.
Hi, Colin.
Afternoon, all. Big up, Colin. We've got Drew. Hello, my lovely peeps. We've got Ian S. Hi, everyone. We've got Jim. Well, hello, Dom, Philip, and Mia, and my fellow Spurs lovers. He's also saying we're overrun by mods. Well,
I think he means members, maybe.
Moderators, maybe. Moderators.
Mods.
No, I think
mods
he's getting
mods and rockers.
I think he's getting confused with the members more than mods because there's a lot of members in at the moment.
Yeah,
and you can get your memberships, guys. Don't forget that you are able to do that.
You can get memberships on both channels. On Mia's channel and as well as our channel as well. So don't forget yourself, Mia. Do not forget yourself. There you go. I thought I'd give you a plug for you, save you plugging it yourself. So, okay. Afternoon term at Philip and Mia. I got ahead of you there, Mia. Yeah, who else? We've got Lisa from Mexico. Good afternoon. Good morning. Lisa. Good afternoon, 5-4. Let me know what it's like in Mexico, Lisa, where you are. I bet it's sunny and warm. And of course, the music at the beginning is wicked. Yeah, it is cool. I love it. Wayne said it was great seeing us play in the opposition's half and play pass and move football. A few players impressed me, played well, but I like Madison wanting the ball. He did. He really did. I watched it again today. What Jim says, and we did so well. Wait till they really get hold of Ange Ball. Yeah,
It's not going to happen overnight, but I mean, I was amazed how much they've already bought into it in the first match. Really, you know.
Now, Philip, look, there isn't a lot of news around Philip, but last night it broke that Tottenham have bought a talented Blackburn centre-back, Ashley Phillips, will join Tottenham, agreement in place. It is a signing for the future. Of course, new centre-backs will arrive this summer. Now, that is the latest we're hearing, guys, that Nelson could be on the horizon. Tabsoba and Van der Ven are also on the horizon.
Yeah.
Now, I talked to our source this morning, guys. I'll start with you, Mia, with this, Philip, and then I come to you. He's saying with a lot of teams being away in pre-season, it's a bit harder now getting transfers over the line. This player, Ashley Phillips, is joining the first team. Do you think this was a cheap option by Levy, or do you think it's a good purchase for the future?
I think it's a good one for the future. I think that we've got to understand that Ange does like these young up and coming players as well. So, and apparently he's really good. So I think that Ange will probably maybe take a look at him and see where he's at and see if he can give him some time or whatever. But I think he's one for the future, and I think there's nothing wrong with that at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with having someone for the future.
Philip, and you look, is this a cheap option by Levy?
No.
I know. Look, why I asked the question, Philip? People will say it. You know it's going to be said.
But they're saying it already. They're saying it already. They're saying it already because he's come in first ahead of the other guys that were expecting to come in. But Ange definitely said yesterday that the hunt is on for more centre backs. So and it's in the process at the moment. So I have to trust in that. This guy, I heard a rumor yesterday that the Blackburn manager was considering his position at Blackburn because of the lack of investment in the club. And I'd say this was probably part of it. That now he's losing one of his best talents for, let's face it, buttons. 3 million is buttons these days. Yeah. So
yeah, go on, Philip. Sorry.
No, I think he's one for these. He's the fact that he's flying out onto the tour is quite an eye opener. He's been classed as one of the first team squad already, which is interesting, you know. So we'll see, does he get any game time when he's actually out there, you know?
Yeah. Look, very quickly, guys. Very quickly, Indian Rock. I have asked the question, so as soon as I know, I let you guys know what the name of that music is. We've got Ellie in here. Sorry, lads, and Mia. Angela got me cooking. What's that, Mia?
Fasulagi.
Yeah.
Which is runner beans with meat and you put like tomatoes in it and you let it all cook together and it tastes amazing.
We've got Carl saying Philip is very good. Phillips is very good. A bit shrewd of business to be along Dorrington and Sayers.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is.
Lisa saying we have two types of weather in the summer: hot and sunny or hot and rainy. LOL, always with lots of humidity. Today is very sunny. It's very warm here.
It's always humid, isn't it? Mexico's just one of those, it's a very humid place.
Especially when the Formula One goes there, because they're turbocharged engines, they actually go, I think it's a second and a half slower than they do on normal tracks around Europe and around most of the world, because Mexico is above the sea level. So that's a little bit of bit of useless information, but there you go. Paul Pablo, that's all right, Mia. Everything, just to keep the old, brain ticking.
I'm going to use that in the future, aren't I? When I'm in a conversation, I'm going to be able to cite that bit of useless information that I'm never ever going to say ever again in my life. But thanks.
Yeah, there you go. Levy wants to buy bargains.
Buy bargains. I say, yeah, but I mean, he's looking for the future as well. So you've got to commend him for getting somebody in, such a talented young lad for 3 million. So
I will say, we all complain about the like now with the youth hasn't obviously been connected to the team. Now we're going to get youth in. That's what we're trying to do, because I think Ange is very adamant about that. So don't complain when he's doing the things that we want, because we want players for the future, right? I don't think that's a bad thing.
Alfie Devine playing yesterday was a great sign to see him, because he's a very talented young lad.
Yeah. I've just got the article, but you've got that from what Wayne said, actually, Philip. And I will read that out. That what the Wayne Rooney thing. Actually, I don't know if you've got it down, but I have found it.
We'll come to that in a minute now. But Wayne Rooney butting in where he's not wanted.
Yes.
You know, as Mia said earlier, he should go start grabbing a few grannies again. You know.
Yeah.
I said he should go along with Philip tonight.
Yeah. I tell you one thing, Mia. He could be Philip's backup singer, couldn't he?
Yes,
Yeah, he could, or it could be the song that he done with Keris Matthews. He could be, he could be her.
Yeah, it could be. Come outside. it would be Tom Jones and the Roonies.
Sounds like a new band.
There you go. You've got a backing group now for yourself tonight, Philip. You've got.
He'll get a few grannies up on stage with him, then he'll dance along with them, and then he'll do some other stuff backstage.
Do you know what? To be fair, I do feel sorry for his wife, though. Honestly,
I don't. She puts up with it, so that's her problem. If she don't want to be there, she can just leave. She's got plenty of money to go. Give her plenty of money because of the kids and stuff.
It's like years ago. You remember Paul? You know Paul Daniels. Remember Paul Daniels, the magician? He's about 5 foot nothing. You know, when Debbie McGee was asked by, I think it was Mrs. Merton, asked him, "What attracted you to 5 foot nothing millionaire comedian Paul Daniels?"
Exactly.
Millionaire. Philip, to Colin is saying that song is, do you read that out there, Philip?
It's Tournesol by Thomas Navoa. Oh, very good.
There you go.
Colin, you're a fountain of knowledge. You're a fountain of knowledge.
And a future Tottenham fan. Don't forget that.
That's it.
Yeah, we're there. Paul Pablo says, Solomon, free goalkeeper, was not the first choice. Levy, his bargains, do they work? Tell me one that did.
Solomon was only on a free because of the contract situation in the Ukraine. He would have cost big bucks only for that.
Dele Alli worked out, and he was a cheap buy, like a cheap buy. Wasn't Toby Alderweireld and Jan? They weren't very expensive buys.
No,
wasn't Luka Modric? Wasn't very much money. No. I don't think when we bought him. Gareth Bale wasn't very much money when we bought him. I've got a long list if you want them. Do you know what I'm saying?
We'll just let Mia go. We'll just let Mia ramble. Me and Philip are going
to. It's nonsense. It's nonsensical when people say that because actually the bargains actually seem to work out better. I'd more say what one of our expensive players that has actually worked out because that's actually less likely. The ones that have been bargains have actually worked out better.
Yeah, you won't miss as much if they don't work out. You haven't lost as much either. So
yeah.
Peter Spelling, big up Peter. Great to see you in. It's always great to see people coming back in as well that came here. So please get it and grab your memberships as well. We are starting, I think, in the next week or so, a members only podcast. So I think I don't know how many members we've got at the moment, but if we reach 25 members, it will become a unique members only podcast. So hopefully, and we should have Mr. Harris of the Irish Hotspur on with us this Friday on our podcast where we look back at the week at Spurs, where Philip just tells people where to hide the poaching before the Guardi come round.
Yeah.
Spurs have
I'm waiting for the Guardi to come around, but not for another matter at the moment.
We will get into that later, actually. We will get into that later. We'll let Philip explain. Yeah, Philip was caught by the Guardi last night. I'm streaking down Dublin Street, but we're more on that breaking news later. Spurs
Jesus.
Spurs have been looking at him for the last 2 seasons and will prove to be a good take. Yeah, I actually agree.
I think so.
I heard that as well. Wayne said an 18-year-old centre-back, that's young lad from Chelsea a few months back. I'm liking it. The future's starting to look very bright. And he also says, I like what I saw of Solomon. Love seeing crosses into the box. Good bit of business getting him on the free. And then depth and trust. Look, guys, I want to talk a bit about yesterday. All right. And I've seen a lot of shows since yesterday. Look, we all know the defence needs sorting out, Philip, right?
Yeah. Andrew admitted that. He hasn't done any work with him.
Yeah, we know that. And we know also that, look, we need centre-backs. We know that we're all not naive. But the midfield on the front, Philip, come on. We did a watch-along to it. I mean, I'll get Mia's thoughts as well in a minute. But by Jesus, what a breath of fresh air that was yesterday.
Great. You know, it was like West Ham got the ball. We were on them like flies around a honeypot. We never let them settle on the ball at all. The press was in. The one touch, two touch passing throughout the game. Nobody held on to the ball for more than a few seconds.
No.
It was such a breath of fresh air compared to last season and the season before. So and after one game, and that was West Ham's third pre-season. They were more seasoned, if you like. But for them to come away with a win yesterday, even they admit they were lucky. So, but I must say, I'm really, really impressive. And we'll see what we can do against Leicester. It'll be even better against Leicester because they've a bit more time with the coaches to get things right, especially at the back.
Now, Miss Mia down below, do you want to explain yourself for that comment, please, Miss?
Because it said, because Kate's saying that he gets around everywhere, he's everywhere, and I'm just saying, he just likes to be on YouTube a lot, doesn't he?
And Wayne's saying, I am Kate, I'm addicted to the restraining orders. But look, Mia, I'll take that off very quickly. Look, yesterday, Mia, we know, as I said to Philip, look, we know the defence is sorting out, and that's the first place everyone went to because of the 2 goals we can see. And it's like the same old sort of record, isn't it? We know what we need. We are getting it done. We just got to be patient. But what did you think of the midfield and the front three? It was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I felt Basuma bossed it. I think Maddison came a bit more into the game. If you want more details, you can go and watch my video this morning. I hope you all tuned in and watched what I thought and like all my thoughts. And
I listened to it while I was in the car. I didn't watch it, Mia. I listened to it.
Okay, I'll let you off. I think Solomon was my outstanding player of that first half. I was so impressed with him. I absolutely loved what he had to offer. And then in that second half, Destiny was brilliant. Adoji, what a player. I think he's going to he's an absolute beast of a guy as well. He's so tall and he's still growing. And I think he was very good. But for me, Solomon, as a new signing, what a player he's going to be. I'm so impressed with him. I really like him.
Carl Simpson. Oh, go back to the cockerel clock, will you?
Please, no, stay on Philip. Stay on Philip. Go on. Philip was being chased down the road in Dublin by the Gardaí because he caused an uproar by performing sex bomb last night, which drove the ladies into a frenzy, and a fight broke out in the streets.
Oh dear.
And Joe, what happened? Wayne Rooney came to collect all the ladies after as well.
You did. He's still there now. Okay. Big up Kate as well. And Tequila's in. Big up Tequila. Great to see you. Also got Wilton McDonald. Good afternoon, Dermot, Philip and Mia. All didn't get a chance to watch the game, but I've been impressed by the comments. Yeah. We apologize for being half an hour late too. That was my fault. I was running late doing something. And I said to Philip, could you put the show back half an hour? I've now got to write 100 lines. I should not be late to my own show. So there you go. So just to explain why we're half an hour late. Now, look, we're talking a lot about Wayne Rooney. Shall we start with him, Philip? Now,
yes.
Do you want? I've got what he said here. So I've got what he says. But if you want to give the Greek bit.
Well, the gist of it is he's doing a party political broadcast on behalf of Manchester United signing Harry Kane. But the most ridiculous part of it is when he says that Tottenham are holding Harry Kane hostage. Now, there's more to it than that, Dermot. You might read it out there, but that's the...
Yeah, well, what we said was, I thought it was time to go last season. He stayed, Rooney said. Harry's probably feeling that and knows there are trophies out there for him to win. He has done everything he can to try to do that and be at Tottenham. Now, probably it's right for him to move on. It looks like he's ready, but that's as well. But we know Tottenham can be quite difficult at times. The bigger picture, this summer, like every other summer of late, speculation is rife that Harry Kane will leave Tottenham. He's been linked with moves to United, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich since 22-23 season ended. So that's what Wayne Rooney said. Now, what do you think of it? I'll start with you, Mia, then I go to you, Philip. Mia, what do you think to Wayne Rooney's on the serious point, though? He should keep his nose out of Tottenham business, shouldn't he?
Yeah, I feel like keep my players' names and my club out of your mouth. Like, you don't need to be chatting about it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why are you chatting about it? I know everyone's going to have their say and their opinions, but I feel like he needs to shush, really, and go back to grab a granny night.
What is Wayne really doing? Who's he managing at the minute, anyway?
He's in America. He's managing in America.
Yeah, didn't he get the sack from one of his teams?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did. In Derby.
He's DC United.
Yeah, DC United. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like I mean, but what he's doing here now, either he's been tipped off or tapped up to say this on behalf of Manchester United. It's sad. I mean, we have another example of it coming along soon about another so-called pundit telling Spurs what to do. You know, I'll come to that in a minute. But you know, it's just getting a bit tiresome at the minute. Every angle you look at is Harry Kane. This Harry Kane should do this. Harry Kane should do that. And the only people I would listen to would be the actual agents, the clubs, but not players, not retired players from other teams. Have nothing to do with the situation whatsoever. So, you know,
Colin said, "I'm a United fan to take no notice of Wayne." He said earlier that the Glazers have been great owners and will get recognition they deserve if they sell. The clown.
yeah, that's not ridiculous. Good. That's ridiculous. Yeah. You know?
We've got Tony Luxer. It says, I don't want to come across like a hater, but the morning shows was on fire this morning. You guys need to step up your game in it. Just saying peace and love to each and every one.
I don't quite follow that.
Ellie had a morning show this morning, Philip.
Right, okay, no, sorry, yeah, well, I wasn't, yeah.
Apparently it was on fire. There you go.
Okay.
Well, you know where the button is if you don't want to watch us, you know what I mean?
I look, if he likes watching Ellie and Kate in the mornings, that's cool.
It's just a different show, isn't it? This is just slightly different. So.
Tony, I've never seen your name in here before. Have you actually watched any of our shows? Just a comment.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't actually seen your name in before there. So
look at him. He's
no,
rare.
No, I'm only asking. No, I recognize some of the names that you see coming up. You know, and I don't mind people. Listen, we constructive criticism, fine, but I like it from people that have actually been regular viewers of the show that we can, you know, that we maybe want doing something right. Anyway,
a bit like this man here, David Clark. Yeah. As we go into the Levy Lover pub, don't we, Mia and Philip?
Yes.
Oh
yeah, we do. Yeah.
I got my membership card the other day. Did you get yours through yet? It's a picture of Daniel Levy with a big heart, and then you get a big poster to put on your wall so you can kiss it every night.
And you get a mug as well. You get a mug as well. I got the mug. You buy the mug for £5. It's got "I love Levy" on it. There you go.
Wow, I like that.
Oh God!
You should get that, Mia. And when you put hot water into it, his face comes on the mug.
I like that idea.
Yeah. See, Mia's gonna buy one. Hi from Leicester. Hope
I'll be back in a second.
See, Des Levy ringing Philip now. Look at ringing them now to say hello to him. Hi from Leicester. Hope everyone is well. Sarri's going to be a star, so we need to play him or lose him. And Basuma will be 100% be Spurs captain this season. Well, look, I don't think Basuma will be Spurs captain. I can't see that happening.
Do you know what? I'm actually not that. I wouldn't say he will be captain, but I can see why, because everybody really likes Basuma. When everyone they ask what player they like, they always say Basuma. He's really well liked in the team, you know.
Yeah, do you know? Look, everyone's going for Sonny for captain, Mia.
No.
If you couldn't pick Sonny for captain, who would you pick?
Obviously, if Kane chooses to sign if he chooses to sign, then he has to be captain, I guess, because of loyalty, because he's Harry Kane. Otherwise, I don't know. I would say Maddison, actually, to surprise everybody. I would say Maddison because I think he's probably got the leader qualities, or Basuma is quite young, but he is really well liked. So I think he's the kind of guy that could sort stuff out as well.
Tequila saying Dyer.
Oh gosh, we'll ignore you, Tequila. Yeah. You've been drinking too much again.
Jim, it is a joke. We can't explain why. It's an in-joke, isn't it, Mia? It's sort of you know the Levy thing.
Yeah.
It's an inner channel joke, but we very quickly we got slagged off on one channel, well, by a few people going in saying we're Levy lovers. So we're just putting the joke back on. We're just bringing the joke into the stream. So that's what it is, Jim. But don't It is just, don't take anything we say on that with a pinch of salt. Ellie's saying you're doing a grand job. Much love. We've got Wayne Bonner saying you only got mugs and posters. I was invited round for dinner. Well, there you go.
Oh, Wayne, I can't believe you was invited round for dinner.
I know.
After all I've said about leaving, you get the invite for dinner. But you know you're going to have like a pound shop biscuit and a pound shop like drink or something. You're not going to get anything expensive.
It was that
Wayne.
email we sent, wasn't it, Mia? That joint one we sent to Levy. You know,
Yeah.
and we did, and Wayne just gives him a $5 to pat his bald head and he gets invited for dinner.
I thought what you're going to say you was going to pat then.
See, you and me get together, this show suddenly goes into a way different direction.
I know, Philip's not here to control us.
Yeah, it's like it goes into a plus over 18 show. They will be coming, believe me, one Friday or Saturday night. Carl says it's because we sort of derailed the show this morning between Wayne, myself, and Colin. Tequila says you're doing fine. You're as on fire as much as we are looking at centre back, guys. Cheers, Tequila. Good man. We kind of forget that the football. We kind of forget the football and Ellie show. This is more chilled, laid back show till Dermot turns into a
special stream. Yeah.
That's because Mia does it as well. Because
don't start blaming me. It's not just me.
The Keeler is saying, invite me around, Levy. I promise I won't poison your drinks. Wayne says, oh, well, this is going to turn into a special stream. Philip disappears and you meet. We're like two kids. Honest to God. Wayne Bonner says, I've been singing SAR's praises for over a year. His quality is easily going to be worth 100 million easily. Look, you look at our midfield, Ellie. We've got Basuma, Bentancur, Mia. Sorry, memory's shot sometimes. We've got a really good midfield. Out of that midfield, who goes? I hate to say it, but I think it's got to be Højbjerg, hasn't it?
Got to be Højbjerg. I think personally, Højbjerg and Celso will be the ones to go. I really do, and I hope because I saw something saying that that Sar's been linked to go to France, but I really don't want him to go because I feel he's a really good player and has got really good potential, man. I do like him.
Yeah, do you know what? I quite like Basuma and Bentancur. No, Bentancur and Højbjerg had a good partnership last season, You can't not say they did it because they did. But do you think Basuma, Skip and Sar are the future for our midfield? Not Skip.
I think that Basuma, Sar and Maddison are going to be, and I think he'll switch it up and put Ndombele. I think he can switch it up a bit. Do you know what I mean? And maybe we will get. I think if we sell the Celso and Højbjerg, I think we will get another midfielder. If I'm honest.
Yeah. We've got Colin says, I'm only late out of the dungeon when streams are on so I can mod for my daily food.
That's right, Colin. Innit?
You're tough, Mia. You're tough. Paul Pablo says, would you call the goalkeeper we signed this is a rookie? January window, we'll be looking for another keeper. Reyes from Brentford was first choice. Second best again. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. They overpriced Reyes. And why would we pay 40 million for a player that's worth 25, 30 million?
And can I just say, if he was that good a keeper, why has nobody snapped him up yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
Hashtag wobbly your head. The disabled team. Hi, Dermot, Philip, Mia. Hope you're well.
Sorry about that.
Behave now, Mia. Philip.
There's a bit of a time lag. There's a bit of a time lag on calls from Australia, you know.
Yeah. Well, you can get in by paying a $5 to pat his bald head. That's what Wayne did. Colin, they feed you. Colin, surprised you feed them.
Yeah, well, that's because Wayne doesn't earn enough money to get fed because he's not around enough. That's his problem. I told him, turn up for work more.
We've got Dragon D Nuts. G'day all.
Yeah, also, thank you again because he did gifts and memberships on my channel this morning. I didn't see it until after. It didn't come up. So thank you so much for that again. I really appreciate
big up
it.
Dragon D Nuts. He is a great supporter of our channels. He really is. We've got Tequila. Sar needs a better loan than to the French League. Been there and done that. Sar doesn't need
a loan. We need to keep him there for this season.
Yeah, I agree.
We've got David Clark. Skippy is in the future at Spurs. He's a wholehearted player, but just doesn't have the skill level as Sarr, who's on a different level to Skip.
Yeah.
Philip, I was saying to Mia, out of all our midfield, it's sadly for me, it looks like Højbjerg is the one that has to make way. But is there any other midfielder that you might say, do you know what, we might, because Højbjerg played well in that second half. He was there. He was picking up all the loose balls.
Yeah.
How can I hear tapping?
Yeah, I've been here. That's been coming in on occasions during the whole thing. I don't know where this coming from.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll tell you one thing. It's a nice problem for Ange to have because I mean, a lot of these guys know they're on trial for their futures. And yesterday, the midfield and forwards showed up. They knew what the defenders didn't really, but that's another day's work. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's going to test his resolve. If Atletico Madrid come in with a bid of 25 or 30 million, then I think he's gone. I think he'll go. But if nobody bids for him, then he can do a job for us.
Tequila saying it's Mia. She's eating Snap, Crackle and Pop. Yeah, that's true. Now look, guy. Now, where we got now? We have another one of Philip's bugbears this morning. Now, this Philip, we all know, is a big lover of TalkSport. He loves everything about TalkSport. He loves Simon Jordan, has his picture by his bed at night, and he says goodnight to it as he goes to sleep. He likes the TalkSport breakfast show. Every time you speak to Philip, let me turn down TalkSport. But Philip, this has really got your goat, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's another from that so-called pundit, Gabby Adbonglahor, who is pleading with Tottenham to lash out 35 million for Harry Maguire. Right now, is he Harry Maguire's agent, or is he trying to get a percentage of the transfer fee? Listen, I'm probably one of the few people that think Harry Maguire possibly could do a job for Tottenham. Because he's never going to be as bad as he's been for Manchester United. But for Adbonglahor, he's always sticking his nose in with Tottenham. It's not the first time he's done it. He's done it for other. He's been involved in the Harry Kane scenario. He's been involved in any other transfer we've been involved in. So all I'd say is, like TalkSport, there are better ex-players out there. Try employing a few ex-Spurs ones, because Jamie O'Hara's gone off the deep end as well recently. Some of his comments have been a bit off the wall too. But try and, you have enough ex-players to choose from. Pick ones that have got a bit of talent, not idiots like Adbonglahor. So rant over, but I don't think we're going to go for Harry Maguire anyway. Not for 35 million.
No. Look, what do you reckon to that, Mia? Do you have any about that?
What about his comments about Maguire? Yeah, people just keep talking our name, and they say, Joe, what's the craziest thing? We've got all these people out here saying we're not relevant, and Tottenham are just this little club that are irrelevant, etc., etc. Yet they can't stop talking about us. So, don't say that we're not a relevant club if you're going to then talk about us all the time. Like,
we're living rent free in their heads, basically.
Yeah. And Joe, what else, right? They say that we're this club, that we're just this tiny baby little club or whatever, take the mickey out of us. Yet whenever you see videos, who do they always sing about in big get-togethers? It's always about Tottenham, because we're obviously then our names in their mouths all the time. So, Yeah.
Now, Andrew was asked yesterday, guys, about centre-backs. We all know we all want centre-backs in. So he was asked yesterday, when asked if the central defenders are like to come through the door, this is what Postecoglou said. He said, yeah, I think that's definitely our attention. Absolutely. We've been working on it for a while, and we definitely try to get it done as quickly as possible. Some of the areas which need to be strengthened, I had identified early on. I don't think it's any secret about some of the areas we need to strengthen. The goalkeeper was one, and central defence is another. And he continues to say, in terms of the other boys, we've got a big squad, but my view is I want to bring them along and just work with them and get some clarity in my head and give clarity to them, because I think you find that a lot of them will say, to be honest, it's not for me, the way we're playing and the way we're training, because I do things differently. Every day we have together, every game like last night, it gives you clarity about certain things. There's no doubt that the squad will be whittled down, and there will be some more change between now and probably the end of the transfer window. Philip, what do you say to that about Postecoglou now? Are you pleased to hear that?
Yeah.
That he's saying, look, these players will be going.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's face it, Aussies are very straight talking people. You get what it says on the tin with them. So I mean, when he says that, he means it, and that will happen. He doesn't talk in riddles that like Conte did.
Yeah,
so you're trying to interpret what he was actually saying. With Ange Postecoglou, there is no room for misconception. He'll explain things clearly, concisely, with no chances of double meaning.
No. And Mia, look, it's great, isn't it? He does a press conference, and you can actually know what he's saying. As Philip said, it was riddles. You had to take out your A to Z of books to work out what he was trying to say, of code books, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? I used to have like a little kind of like, I don't know, it's like a file effects type thing. You used to be able to get these inserts, and you could get these ones that were literally all decoding and quizzes and like things, and that's what it was like having Conte. This one is just like having the blank page, and you get written on the page directly exactly what's going on. It's just direct, and what he said is true. I think it's something we all knew. We all knew that there were going to be players going out. We all know that the centre-backs are going to come in. It's just nice to confirm it, because I think our fans don't always listen or observe what's going on. And they're like, we're not going to get centre-backs. Listen, and we'll get centre-backs, and he will get rid of players. But it's going to take time, everybody. It's not going to be done all in one go. So I think that we've got to listen to what he's saying. He wants to observe people because he wants to give them that opportunity to be observed, and also he doesn't want to leave anybody out. He said he doesn't like leaving people out, so don't get your knickers in a twist about who's come along. It doesn't mean we're not going to sell players.
No, that's so true. We've got Colin saying, I just have to say, I think this is to Paul Pablo's comment as well about Raya and Venom as well. So just have to say, because I have seen it so many times since yesterday, if you think Venom is a rookie goalkeeper, please, I beg you, go and actually look at him last season and do your research. Hello, where's that?
Something else coming in there. Something.
Yeah. What do you reckon to that, Philip, as you watched? Are you watching the cricket?
No, I have it on the background here.
Yeah. What's the
England,
score?
256 for 7, Australia. England just got 2 quick wickets there, so they're doing pretty well, actually. Yeah.
There you go. There's the Ashes update for you from Lords with Philip Brady.
From Manchester.
Manchester.
Yeah, I mean, I know Colin. He's watched this guy. He is okay. He looked a little bit nervous yesterday, but who wouldn't in their first game? I mean, it's only human nature. I think he made a couple of very good saves, and I think he'll be good. He'll be very good. And the fact that they didn't take Hugo Lloris on the trip means this guy is our number one.
Jim is saying Filofax was your yoppy yo.
Yeah, it was this. I can't explain what it was, but it used to be this thing, like I say, you can get different inserts, and it was to do with like different things you could buy. But one of them was you could buy a pack, and it was just like quizzes and stuff, and like decoding and things. But yeah.
Colin says to Wayne, I did a report on him like I would any keeper. That we did give that report on here, didn't we, Philip?
Yeah, we did before we signed him. Yeah,
and worked with him, and he's so talented. He will be number one internationally in a few years. I am brutal when it comes to. He reminded me like Pat Jennings yesterday. Some of the saves he made. Philip.
He used the feet. Yeah. He used the feet. Yeah, yeah. No,
do you think very quickly on him yesterday in his debut, Philip? Do you think he was up for? Colin was saying he was at fault for the second goal. Do you think that's been too critical, or do you think he was at fault?
It's borderline, I think. If you look at where his positioning is, he's on the borderline whether he should have come and should have not come for it. So I think you could give him the benefit of the doubt. Some keepers would have come for it. He just decided not to. If he had come for it, I think he may not have got there and might have looked even more foolish, standing 6 yards out of his goal and the ball in the back of the net. So we'll give him a pass on that one, I think. Tequila,
please tell me you're taking the mickey. I would like to see Dyer and Maguire as a centre-back pairing.
Yeah.
I think any hair that I have or Philip has or Mia has will be completely taken out. We'll be all
I think Tequila needs to stay off the tequila, basically.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Wayne Bono's saying Venom Is that Vicario?
Yeah.
If so, yesterday was his debut. Undoubtedly nervous, but he'll come good. Each game and a good defense in front of him. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Tequila says, Philip, slabheads got to stick together.
I presume that's the Bunglahore and Rooney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ian said, Simon Jordan is the greatest of all time of pundits. Says it how he usually says it how it's usually. I agree with you.
I grudgingly admire what he does. I just don't always agree with him. But he's probably one of the better ones on Talk Sport. Now, to be fair,
you do like him, Philip. Just you don't want to admit it. Michael McDonald, big up Michael. I think this is a Celtic fan who was not too impressed with Postecoglou leaving Celtic to go to Spurs. Has Harry Kane said Postecoglou yet?
I see Celtic got beat 6-4 in a friendly yesterday in Japan.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that up, Philip, but thanks. Cheers, thanks. Thanks now.
And God. Newcastle beat Rangers 2-1.
That's just made it. We've got a few new people in. We've got Leslie Crawford. All right, we'll bring David's comment up. At the state Spurs ended last season defensively, Levy cannot afford it to penny pinch and go for third best centre backs because they are critical to allow Spurs to get back to where they need to be. I don't think he's penny pinching. I think he has bought this for the future because
this young lad is for the future. He's not. Yeah, he might be in the first team squad, but he's not going to be a regular.
He might get League Cup games or something like that. But I will tell you, David, there will be 2 new centre-backs in before the end of the transfer window. They will be done.
Definitely.
Leslie Crawford, Spurs fans complained when we went for Varico, saying always the cheap deal. Raya cost Brentford $3 million. Yeah. And that is the point. That is the point. That, for me, that's comment off the stream. That's comment off the chung and the start.
Well said, Leslie.
It is true, though, isn't it, Philip? You look at De Gea. How much did De Gea cost for Man United?
He cost a lot now, but they got 10
years.
No,
not De Gea. Who am I thinking of? Back in the day, Pete Schmeichel. He didn't cost a lot from Denmark, and look what he become. Eric Torsved.
Apparently, Eric Torsved's debut was an absolute nightmare, and look what he turned into.
He let you. Who game was that against Nottingham Forest?
Let it through his legs, didn't he? I don't remember now, but he didn't play well anyway.
No, that was on the big match back in the day.
Yeah, the big match.
The big match. Spurs Ninja, big up Spurs Ninja. It says good afternoon, big up panel in the chat. Derva thinks I've gone completely crazy. And she's probably right. There are so many positives to take from yesterday's friendly. I am mad for being optimistic, but about the coming season, I think we all are.
We're all optimistic about it, really.
We really are. Philip, look, do you want to tell people what happened to you last night? Because I want to. It's very quickly. It was horrible what happened to you. That's why the Tom John jokes have been sort of bowed down today because I felt a bit guilty. For saying, but explain to people what happened because it is quite shocking actually what happened to you last night.
Some of you might know I play in a band in Dublin on a Tuesday night, and it's a residency. I'm in the house band. I play the drums. And last night we had a great gig, really excellent. We had some fantastic singers up, and it was a blast. It really was. At the end of it, my routine every night is we finish at 10:15, and my routine is I try and get the gear unloaded. And put into the hallway of the pub to bring the car around. And one of the lads looks after the gear when I'm away, pack up the car and go home. But last night, I put out, I've loaded a couple of very heavy bags of stands and stuff like that. But I have a bag of cymbals. Now, the cymbals are the most important part of a drum kit. And these are very expensive cymbals with great sentimental value. I put them out in the hallway along with my snare drum, which is the main drum we use. I went back in to get another bag to bring out. I was away about 30 seconds. And when I came back, the 2 bags had gone, vanished. So got hold of the manager of the pub. We got to look at the closed circuit TV, which I think must have been installed around the times cameras were invented. It was that unclear. And we got a picture of
about that film. I'm laughing at your comment about when cameras were installed.
Yeah, it must have been the first one in. But there was three. They got the camera, a video of 3 young lads walking up the street, literally looking into the door of the pub where the stuff was in the hallway. One of them went in and came out carrying the 2 bags and away with it. Now, the value of the stuff, it's monetary value is about $2,000, but sentimental value and other value is priceless. I really was gutted. So I rang the police anyway, and I waited, and they never came. And I rang them back. Listen, I have a 2-hour trip ahead of me. I have to go. So I got up at 6 o'clock this morning and filed a police report over it. But the rest of the band were absolutely. I mean, we're all disgusted, and it's gone out on the media. The Dublin music scene now have all got it. If anybody's offered any Zildjian symbols to just get to report, so but they probably sold it. He probably sold it for 50 quid to buy coke or heroin or something like that. It was just an opportunist thief, but it was very. I'm really, really, really annoyed about it. Really annoyed.
Yeah. Well, that's why the jokes were a bit low today. But look, Philip, I hope you get your symbols back. And look, and the Gardaí better be involved with it. If not, I'm going to send Mia over there to kick.
Yeah, I think we need to do something. But I was just laughing. I was telling one of the lads earlier. One of the lads went away searching. He thought they might have dropped the stuff, and they realised it wasn't valuable, well, not monetary value. And he walked through a little park. And in the space of 5 minutes, he saw one guy drinking a bottle of whiskey by the head, right? Another guy was offering him to sell him some crack cocaine. And the other thing was that there was a fella having it off with a bird in the corner of the garden. So that was an interesting 5 minutes.
I was like, it sounds charming.
Doesn't it?
And that's the dodgy parts of Dublin. Right. But look,
actually,
Philip,
it's not. Yeah. It's one of the real tourist areas. That's the sad part, Anyway.
It is. I'm just getting into my head right. Walk into a park. Do you fancy a bit of crack? No. Yeah. Do you fancy this? No. And you're looking around, and there's 2 people at it. Oh, for God's sake.
I know.
Basically, you can either take drugs, do some dogging, or drink.
That's right. That's it. Yeah. The everything offers everything for the tourists.
And we put that up. We put that up as a poll tomorrow.
Oh, stop. Yes,
that's for the over 18 show. That poll will be going up, and it will be actually. Let's get back to football, guys. Jessica, are you looking forward to the game versus Leicester? And who would you like to be your starting 11 versus them, and why? I tell you what, we'll let ladies go first. Mia, you go first.
I'm looking forward to the game versus Leicester. Do you know what? I think he's going to mix it up a little bit, I think that he's going to mix up the first team and the second team that we played, I think. And he's going to then, because that way he can sort of see who works better together. So I think I personally would like to see Destiny start instead. I would like to see Destiny start. I think that probably Emerson Royale should start, because I think that would probably work better. In the midfield, I'd like to see Basuma. I think that Sarr and Maddison, I'd like to see start together. I think that would be interesting. I'd love to see Solomon start again. And maybe, I wonder if he'll start Richie, Solomon and Kane tomorrow, because I think that would obviously be a very attacking sort of way to play.
True. Yeah.
Philip? What about you, Philip?
I agree. He will mix it up. He's seen what those 2 11s offered on their own, so he will mix it. As regarding the strike force is going to be interesting. Is he going to play Richie, Kane and Solomon? I'd like to see that. I think that'd be a very, very potent front 3. I think Destiny has to start. I think Sarr has to start as well. And the Maddison as well, so they get on. So it'll be a mix and match again. It'll be 2 teams, 2 teams each half, or 1 team each half. And I think we'll notice an even bigger improvement tomorrow against. Let's face it, we're playing against a team that's been relegated, so we should be able to take care of them.
Look, for me, I agree with the guys. I think he will shake it up a little bit, but I think he might start with Richarlison up front. I'd like to see him get a go from the start. Change the formation, play 2 up front, play with Richarlison and Kane up front, see how that works out. Have Maddison in the cam role. Do you think that could be one formation to see if Kane and Richarlison can play together?
No, I wouldn't like to see that. I don't think that's the way he plays, personally. I just don't see him playing that way.
Philip, we've seen enough of him at Southampton. I'm sure Mia has as well. But do you think he might do something a bit different? Because do you know what I mean? Conte was always plan A, and then that was
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. There was your my way or the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Ange's going to be an awful lot more flexible, you know. And I
Yeah.
think in all the preseason games, say bar maybe the last two, I think the one against Shakhtar Donetsk and against Barcelona, we might get an idea what the first 11 is. But the next two games are going to be who's going to be in those final shakedown. And that's why it's so important for the players to give their all in the next couple of games, because their future depends on us, really. You know.
Yeah, big up to Terry White as well, who's came in. Wembley won. So sorry to hear about that theft, Philip.
Yeah.
What a holes, yeah.
Thanks for all the comments, lads. I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah.
It's been a rough 24 hours.
Yeah. Dermot's back to his pole again. Yeah. Well, maybe Levy took them, Philip, and found a new centre-back joke.
Yeah, true enough, yeah.
What's the address of this place? Malcolm McDonald's asking Philip.
It's actually it's one of the oldest street in Dublin. It's a place called Fishamble Street. And to give you a bit of context, it's beside Christchurch Cathedral, and it's where Handel first performed the Messiah in 1742. So it's one of the oldest parts of Dublin, but it's a real tourist trap.
Colin says, I will come over. There's not a lot worse than an angry Irish Yorkshireman whose club is being held to ransom. There you go.
Yeah.
Big up.
I wouldn't mess at the moment. I wouldn't mess with Colin at all. I would not.
Dragon D's. I love that name. I absolutely adore the name Dragon D.
Yeah, so does my two teenage children. They think it's hilarious every time.
I do too. What a name. Big up. It says, was the venue insured? He's asking.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a quick story about that too. Myself and the manager of the pub had words some weeks ago, and as such, he's not really my best buddy, you know. And he reluctantly sent me on the video of the guys taking the stuff, you know. Then he tells me, you should take more care of your stuff. To which I replied, for that comment, I'm claiming under your insurance. So
there you go. Wayne Bonnet says, the Dermot just turned into Hong Kong Fooey.
Oh yeah. No, you're more like Batfink. Do you remember Batfink?
Yeah, I remember Batfink. Yeah, very.
My brother loved that one.
Yeah, so did I actually. Spurs Ninja loved the ninja moves, by the way. And Peter cost 750k. Don't know what that. We're so behind on the comments. Do apologise.
I think he meant maybe Peter Schmeichel cost that.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, Jimmy Arfield was the greatest pundit of all time. Do you know what?
Well, actually, yeah. It's a long
no,
time
do
back.
you know what? I don't know if you know, Philip, but for me, Jimmy Hill.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Hill was actually Jimmy Hill is probably responsible for, or to blame for, if I want to put it, the fact that players are so well paid now. He brought the players out on strike in 1960 when the maximum wage was 20 quid a week.
Yeah,
you know, fair dues to him.
Yeah, and wasn't he chairman of Coventry?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
We've got Pitt Column says, I only blame him because that would have been my job. If I was a goalkeeper coach, he got caught in two minds. The goals is all it happens all the time. They will learn. I'm just being, no, you're right to say what you're saying. And David Lever says, can we address the fact that if and it's still on, if we do get Tapsoba, we still need to get another centre-back due to the African nations, along with Basuma and Sarr, 3 players who will be key, in my opinion. Now, Philip, that seems to be put on the back burner. Not a lot of people are talking about that in January.
Yeah, I think it's next January.
A lot of clubs are going to lose African players, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just going to get the dates of it here now, because that would be a factor if we do get Tapsoba. We need to have somebody else in to back him up when he's away, because you cannot refuse to send players to this thing. Apparently, African Nations Cup is being held in the 13th of January to the 11th of February. So basically, it's a month. We'd lose any players that are eligible to play. You know, of course, we could always send them down to Tottenham High Road the night before the flight, and have them get beaten up a little bit and then claim injury and not go. You know, we do that.
Wayne says he loved Batthink. Yeah, I did too. I was more Transformers and He-Man fan.
Joe, what? To be fair, my brother loved Transformers, and when our house got broken into, our video recorder got stolen, and his Transformers video was in there, and he really, really got upset because he's lost his Transformers video.
I know.
Telling all his secrets now. Sorry, Jack.
I don't know what Jack thought of the new Transformers film. I thought it was brilliant.
He's not into it as he's like obviously back then, but back then he loved Batfink and he loved Transformers. He liked He-Man and She-Ra as well. Thundercats, got a lot of Thundercats.
Big up to Edward Y of yours. Hello, Governor. Smile up, everyone. He says. We've got Wilton McDonald says Jimmy the Chin Hill was fabulous. Had a fabulous Coventry City team when he was manager. Spurs Ninja Transformers and He-Man for the win. Yeah. Tequila said she was the themes. She was the theme
song. Maybe.
Yeah, She-Ra. Yeah. Bayern. Yeah. Big up, Kate. I did see this last night, guys. We're going to finish up in a minute now with the last bit of news, but we saw this, guys. I don't know if you saw the result. Bayern Munich won their pre-season friendly 27-0. I went 19-0 up at half time. Mia, that is. I don't think Harry Kane.
I have it here. Rotach Igor in Germany. They scored 3rd, 4th, 8th, 12th, 13th, 20th, 22nd, 26th. Oh, God. Jesus.
And Mia, I don't think Harry Kane needs to go there, does he?
Well, I mean, I think he still would like to go. Not gonna lie.
Sabitzer scored about 6 goals when he came on as a substitute.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
It is. Just a last bit of news before we finish off, guys. We're going to say this. This actually made me laugh.
Yeah.
When I saw this morning. Let me take that. Down. And Kane and Madison played around the goal for it, and to be interrupted by 2 kangaroos fighting yards away from the hole where they were playing it.
I'd say one of the kangaroos must have been a Spurs fan. The other one was an Arsenal fan.
What do you reckon to that, Mia?
Yeah,
about that.
Very, very, very interesting.
Yeah. Wayne Bonner is saying Count Dracula.
Count Dracula, Count Dracula. He was wasn't he voiced by David Jason, wasn't he, Count Dracula?
Oh, very good.
Yeah, David Jason also done what's
Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse, that was it.
Yep, I love Danger Mouse. The original Danger Mouse was brilliant.
Yeah. Now, last bit of news. Solomon Remitt's Ange Postecoglou chats Sodom on transfer despite Fulham love. And he goes on to say it's a great article. It's in football.london if anyone wants to read the article. And he says, I hope to bring as much as possible to Tottenham to try to create chances to assist the score goals. We create so many chances against West Ham, but we didn't exploit them the way we needed to. We will improve those things, and I think we had a good performance, he said. I always want to improve myself and improve the team. That's my goal. I am still young. I still have big room to improve. I haven't showed anything yet. I think I will try to bring energy. I will try to bring speed, dribble for the team and help them as much as possible. I mean, he's a great little signing for free, isn't he, guys? Yes. And, what's your hope now as we go to the match on Sunday, Philip? What do you want to see Postecoglou to do on Sunday?
Well, first of all, have a word with the defence. Just get them a little bit tighter, and get them sorted out, and literally just tell the lads to go out and express themselves the way they did against West Ham. The press, the speed of attack, the crossing. How many crosses did we put in yesterday? Probably more than the entire season last time. So I mean, it's more of the same, but with a better defensive performance. That's really all we need.
Yeah, it is. But listen, we're going to end it off there. Mia, thank you so much for coming on as normal. Do you want to give your channel a massive plug there?
Yeah, if you don't know, then obviously give your head a wobble. Go over to Spurs Between the Lines. I will just put the link in the chat if I can just find it. I can never find my own link, which is never good, is it?
No, it isn't.
It's because I've got other people's links in my thing. That's why. Definitely go over and give me a subscribe if you like what I'm saying.
And Philip, tomorrow, of course, is the start of the Women's World Cup.
Yeah.
Look, we are. Let me get Mia's link up there. Yeah, there's Mia's link. Please, everyone, get over there and get her up to 100. Unless it can we get
100, 1,000, you mean?
Yeah, but get you up another 100. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm on 808, so.
Yeah. Now, listen, Philip. Tomorrow, of course, the girls in green start off their World Cup campaign against the Wallabies.
80,000 sellers.
Yeah. Look, I don't know if we are going to do a watch long or not. I will. If we do, it will be in the spare of the moment. Me and Ellie may do one. I don't know if Mia will join us for that as well. But
if I did, I'd be cheering on Australia. FYI.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No problem. No problem.
How to make friends and influence people, huh?
Yeah. No, but seriously though, what you're hoping for the girls in green in Australia? Do you think we can get out of that group?
If we do, it'll be a major achievement. It really is a really, really tough group. I mean, Australia, Canada, and Nigeria couldn't have a tougher group.
No.
So I hope they do, but I have a fear they may just fall short.
Score prediction for tomorrow?
I'm going to go 1-1 draw. I think they'll get a draw. Might get a point tomorrow.
Yeah, Mia,
Canada,
what are you going to go?
Canada and Nigeria are the problems, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Mia, very quickly, what are you going to do for tomorrow's goal between Ireland and Australia?
Australia to win 3-1.
I'm actually going for a 2-0 Ireland win.
They are.
Now,
Columns reckon Ireland are going to win 23-6. It's not rugby they're playing, Column.
We've got Drake say, "Come on,
Yeah.
Aussie, Ireland to win 23-6." Yeah.
I think we're going to have to put up a siege mentality here. They all seem to be against us here.
I know. Look, Michael, and I'm bringing this coming up to dig it, yeah. But I would like Mia's opinion on it. All right, that's the only reason why I'm doing it. Michael McDonald says women's football is pants.
I think. Do you know what? I think that is obviously it's not as good quality because obviously the fact is that from grassroots, the women before had to pay to go and play football, and only more recently has it then basically taken it up a level. When England won, the women won in the Euros, I think that was an amazing achievement for the girls, and I feel like it's done a massive favour as well, because the more people watch it, the more little girls will want to play, the more we can get them from grassroots and build them up and build the game up to be better. You've got to understand the quality isn't there because we're years behind the men's team, we're years behind how long the men's team has been having more money put into it, They haven't put as much money into the female game, if I'm honest.
Our females over here are well ahead in the men's team, aren't they, Philip?
They are actually, yeah. In a lot of ways, the profile is a lot higher.
Yeah.
And I think everybody is new and everybody wishes them well. And everybody's just sick to death of Stephen Kenny. I think that's probably another reason.
I've been telling you that since the day he took charge, and you lot wouldn't listen to me.
I listened. No,
you didn't. No, you didn't. No,
you
admit.
No, yes, you did. No, you didn't.
I think that.
Sorry, go on, Mia. Go on.
Yeah, and I just think that on a serious note, I feel like that guys give it a go because I do feel like we need to support the girls because if we don't, it's never going to improve. And we need to get behind the women's football because I feel like that's where we're lacking is because people don't watch it. They're not interested, and then they don't get the money, and then the money can't get put back into them at grassroots level. We need to have more of that in the women's game for it to improve. So on a serious note, if you can support the women, it would make a really big difference and also make a difference to the improvement of the game as well, which, it's a good
Can't
thing.
disagree with that, can you, Philip?
No.
Can't disagree with that. A few more comments before we end up. Pretty sure they wear shorts, says Dragon D Nuts with a wink. Colin is saying, I want to know what the women's game he is watching. It's like watching the great games of the 90s. Rough, ready, hard tackles, and no F's given.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
Did you see that Leisha, what's her name, from Aston Villa, when someone kicked the ball at her and she got revenge big time on her? She proper got revenge the next time to get her back because she got pushed or something and then she kicked the ball right at the girl. She gave absolute 0 F's, man. It was so funny.
Spurs Ninja says they're getting bigger. My Irish mate's wife and kids are heading out to the Women's World Cup soon.
Yeah. It's huge interest in this World Cup. It really is.
Wayne Bonner says, I've been watching women's football for 3 to 4 years now. Helps with TV. Yeah. Well, look, we may do a watch along tomorrow for the Ireland game. Now, Philip, I normally go out with Fred and I will do the normal intro going out. But I think in tribute for the Irish girls tomorrow, I'm going to play out the Irish song for the girls in green. Listen, and thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Wednesday afternoon. Tomorrow, come on, you girls in green. Let's go and beat the Wallabies in Australia in their own backyard. Sorry, Paul.
Come on, the Wallabies.
If you're watching. But here it is. This is the Ireland World Cup song. Come on, you girls in green.
By the way, who are England playing the first game? So we can shout for the opposition.
I'll find out tomorrow. Yeah. I'm sure Eddie.
I'm not going to tell you, so you can't cheer them.
Yeah. Anyway, this is the we'll play the song and then we'll do the outro. But anyway, we're back tomorrow at 4. Whatever you do, come on, you Spurs. In Andrew we trust, and come on, you girls in green.
Sweden, the world's number 2. An unlucky own goal was the difference of us two. Katie McCabe's efforts and Lucy Quinn's strike couldn't find the net, but they really tried that night. Tyler was electric and the fans were filled with pride to see the girls in green put up such a good fight. We are the fighting Irish, we will never be put down. We're a part of Ira's army and we'll sing it loud and proud. We are the fighting Irish, we will never be put down. We're a part of Ira's army and we'll win it loud and proud. They flew across to Finland to secure 3 points, with Connolly's free kick putting us in front. The game was then level and that was no surprise, with Brosnan on her toes, diving left and right. The game was not over, we responded instantly, with O'Sullivan's header giving us the victory. We are the fighting Irish, we will never be put down. We're a part of Ira's army and we'll sing it loud and proud. We are the fighting Irish, we will never be put down. We're a part of Ira's army and we'll win it loud and proud. The girls in green came crashing down to earth, going 1-0 down. At home it kinda hurt. Thankfully McKay pulled one back. It kept us in the game and it brought the spirits back. Georgia was up next, a must-win game, and Ireland hit a record 11 goals to their name. Chala was a fire and the fans were singing loud, singing we want more, you could hear us from the clouds. We are the fighting Irish, we will never be put down. We're a part of Ira's army and we'll sing it loud and proud. We are the fighting Irish, we will never be put down. We're a part of Ira's army and we'll win it loud and proud. Then we were back up against the Swedes. The girls in green fought until they couldn't breathe. Let's just fast forward to see what happened next. We traveled over to Glasgow, hoping for the best. The temperature was rising, Scotland got a penalty denied by Brosnan, our green machine. Vera made a change, and little did we know Barrett would score with her big toe. I'll believe your stereotypes, I'll believe your setbacks, I'll believe your best. From Tyler to Australia, I'll believe your stereotypes, I'll believe your setbacks, I'll believe your best. From Tyler to Australia, we're going to Australia to support the girls in green. To Sydney, Perth, and Brisbane, and travel with the team. We're going to Australia to support the girls in green. To Sydney, Perth, and Brisbane, and maybe even dream We are the Fighting Irish, we will never be put down. We're a part of Ears Army and we'll sing it loud and proud. We are the Fighting Irish, we will never be put down. We're a part of Ears Army and we're women loud and proud.